Today we have the pleasure of speaking with one of the most prominent members of the Italian-Canadian community, Senator Tony Loffreda. Welcome.
Thank you. A pleasure being here with you. Thank you. Thank you for the opportunity. Always a privilege talking to our community and talking to Canadians.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I still remember the day you were appointed senator. I still remember it because it was my birthday, July 22nd in 2019. And I still remember what you said. This appointment shows the confidence, the Prime Minister confidence in the Italian community.
Well, thank you. And first of all, happy birthday. Happy belated birthday. I never wished you happy birthday. I didn't know it was your birthday. So a pleasure to wish you a happy birthday. Always late, better late than never, as they say. But yes, it was a vote of confidence for our Italian community and for the business community and for immigrants. It's a real privilege and honor to really get to the Senate, to be in the Senate. And I am amazed. I'm in awe every time I do get up and speak at the Senate, and I pinch myself and I say, "Boy, is it? Am I really here?" So it's a real pleasure and privilege to be there to represent our community, including our community, the Italian community, which is a strong, vibrant, successful community, and which I'm very proud to be part of. And I say that very often. So and thank you once again for the opportunity.
Senator Loffreda, how proud are you of being part of the Montreal Italian-Canadian community?
Well, I think I've been very involved, and I always use one word, which is engagement, and very important to be engaged in your communities. We used to say at RBC, I was a former executive at RBC, as you know, a former executive vice chairman at RBC, and we would say all the time, it's not only important to help clients thrive, but we have to help communities prosper. And I was very proud to be part of the Italian community. I was very involved. One of the first communities I got involved with was the Chiba way back in my early 20s, and it was an organization, an association to meet successful business people. And coming from an immigrant background, having seen the whole cycle from my parents working in a factory and my father working at 27 cents a mattress. On Sunday nights, we used to count how many mattresses he had sold and hope we had enough for the week. I could see the fear sometimes and the anticipation in his eyes. And having lived through all that, and all of a sudden, the Chiba, wow, successful business people, successful executives. Tony Loffreda has an access to these successful people, successful executives. And then the foundation where we raised money for the community and where we did great things for the Italian community and brought people together. And it's about people. It's always about people. And I always say one thing, leadership is selfless. It's always about people, always about everybody else, and not about yourself. So I'm very proud to be part of the Italian community. Very proud to be a Montrealer, and now very proud to be a Canadian senator in the Canadian Senate. As I say, I still can't believe it, but I'm working very hard, and I'm enjoying it.
Of course. What do you like the most about the Italian-Canadian community?
What I like the most is the authenticity of our community. We have kept our traditions. We have integrated well to Canadians, to Canada. We are Canadians today. We have been very successful. If you look in government, we have many ministers. And if I mention one, I have to mention them all. Many ministers that are of Canadian Italian origin, many successful business people, Canadian Italian origin. And I did an interview the other day, and it was a great Canadians interview, and it was on schools and students asking questions. And they asked me the question, what's a great Canadian? A great Canadian is also the everyday person, the person that wakes up with a purpose, the Italian that wakes up with a purpose, the Canadian Italian that wakes up with a purpose, goes to work, may it be in a factory, may it be driving on the front lines, that we have to thank our frontline people. They have helped us so much in this pandemic. May it be whatever you are doing, you are a great Canadian. If you have values, I like the values of our community, integrity, never negotiable. Responsibility, if I go through our values and my values, very similar. That's what I grew up with. integrity, responsibility, accountability, diversity, which is very key. We bring a sense of diversity to Canada. Service to our community, service to the country, service to the people we work for, loyalty, and collaboration and teamwork. We always work in collaboration with all. And so responsible citizens, I am very proud to be an Italian Canadian.
Senator Loffreda, we live in a pandemic. We're all in this together. How important is the role of multicultural media like us in keeping everybody and communities informed?
Extremely important, extremely important. And I look at my parents, I look at my aunt, uncle, and they listen to you all the time. They listen to you all the time. They're always tuned on. And it's extremely important because they have to have the news. They have to have the updates as to what's going on. So I thank you. I thank you for keeping them informed. My dad will call me, showing me he knows politics at times based on what you're reporting on, what you've said. And TLN just reported so-and-so. Did you know that? Well, now I know, you told me, or TLN reported on it. So it's extremely important. And I think what's important, if I can leave everybody with a positive message in this pandemic, forget about I spent a lifetime with numbers, being a banker and an auditor or a CPA before that. But I think what's important, I was reading on the weekend, the long distance runners, those that run, if we look at the past century, those that have run over 5,000 and 10,000 meters and set a record, the fastest kilometer was the last kilometer in 67% of the cases. In the other 23% of the cases, the last kilometer was the second fastest kilometer, only second to the first kilometer. So what's important? We have to know the finish line. We have to know that this pandemic, there is hope. We are coming to an end. Vaccinations are coming, and we are starting to see the light at the end of the tunnel. I think this is so important. We have to, if I say one word, besides being positive, we need to have hope. So I have hope. Be healthy, stay healthy, listen to the experts, the health authorities, and I wish everybody very well in getting through this and keeping well.
Senator Loffreda, let's talk about money. You're a member of the Banking, Trading, Commerce Committee and the National Finance Committee. So yes, this is a transition time towards, we hope, a recovery time.
Yes, and I think, we're seeing, we are through the end of the recession at this point in time. We've seen the latest statistics. I mean, we are through the recession. But if we talk about money and we talk about business and we talk about what's to come, and I'm looking forward to the fiscal update, by the way, that's shortly upcoming. I'm looking forward to that. It's nice to see what we did, what we have spent, where we are going, and how much fiscal firepower we have left. This is what I want to see in the fiscal update, upcoming fiscal update. But what's important, I think, in all that is we have to contain the virus. The latest numbers are spiking, and it is so important. The success we will have with our economy will depend on how well we contain this virus. So this virus must be contained, and we can't underestimate all that. So we are forecasting. I mean, there is forecasts. Many banks have forecasts, and the forecast for 2022 is 4% growth. So I mean, if we look at 2022, hopefully we will be out of this pandemic, and we're looking at a 4% growth. Hopefully, the Bank of Canada also will extend its mandate and not only look at inflation as a measure of interest rate levels, but also look at unemployment. We are looking at this point in time, our unemployment level is close to 9%. Pre-pandemic, it was 5.6%. So the consumer is the vehicle, the motor of every economy, the consumer. We have to get the consumer back to work. The unemployment levels at 9% at this point in time are high. We have to go back to pre-pandemic levels at 5.6% and even lower if we can. So we got to get the consumer back to work. We have to help our businesses. We have to go from support stimulus to economic stimulus. This is a fiscal policy recession. It's not the interest rates are so low. It's a fiscal policy recession. We've got to get the proper economic stimulus in there, help our businesses not only survive, but help them thrive going forward. And yes, many things have changed. We've changed the way we learn. We've changed the way we shop. We changed the way we entertain ourselves. We changed the way we work. We must adapt going forward, and many other changes. But we must adapt going forward. And technology will be the large value creation going forward. Technology. So Canadians and our community must adapt and make the appropriate measures to keep up with the digital economy, which has been greatly accelerated by the pandemic.
Senator Loffreda, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you. My pleasure once again, and keep up the good work. Thank you.